Wilkes-Barre Police Department and the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office made a number of arrests into the kidnapping, torture, and murder and related to the Carlisle Street investigation that occurred several months ago. The victim of that murder was Nicole Cuevas, a 38-year-old female from Saginaw, Michigan. In early 2023, she traveled to Wilkes-Barre with one of her murderers. Upon her arrival, she stayed at the Carlisle Street residence. Not long after moving there, unfortunately, things with her roommates turned sour. She attempted to gather the money to return back to Saginaw, Michigan, but was unsuccessful. During her stay there, she was handcuffed to a basement post. Over the course of several weeks, she was severely beaten. The beatings resulted in bruising, a broken ankle. Nearly all of her ribs were broken. Her nasal cavity was destroyed. Her head was shaved. She was stabbed and slashed in several places, including her arm, her torso, and all over her back. And her hyoid bone in her neck was broken. That is generally indicative to investigators of a strangulation. The evidence revealed that she was also kicked and stomped, and at some point strangled, all of which led to her death. Following her death, she was wrapped in a tarp, tied with electrical cords and rope, and buried in the dirt floor basement of 142 Carlisle Street. Related to that investigation, we uncovered a body behind the Host Inn alongside the Cross Valley Expressway. The property of 142 Carlisle Street at the time of this murder, the owner of that property was Deborah Fox. Deborah Fox has been identified as the body alongside the Cross Valley Expressway. Naturally, we believe these two investigations and incidents are related. The death investigation of Deborah Fox remains under investigation. Today, I'm relieved to announce that in a joint investigation with Wilkes-Barre City and the District Attorney's Office, the following arrests were made in the murder of Nicole Cuevas. Desiree Lynette, Faith Beamer, Jason Race, William Wolf, and Sarai Doyle were all arrested for murder. In addition to the murder charges, they are all currently incarcerated on charges of conspiracy to commit murder, kidnapping for the confinement of Nicole Cuevas, conspiracy to commit kidnapping, aggravated assault for the injuries sustained to the victim, and abuse of force. All 5 individuals were arraigned this afternoon by Magisterial District Judge Richard Cronauer. We extend our thanks to Judge Cronauer, who had to wait most of the day for the paperwork and the considerable number of arrests, and he arraigned all of the individuals. They are being held without bail at various correctional institutes around the area. A special thank you for this investigation to Mayor George Brown. As you can imagine, the arrest of 5 individuals and the length of time that this investigation took required a substantial amount of resources. In addition to the mayor, we have to thank Chief Coffey, who was willing to assign all the investigators necessary. Involved in this investigation are the PSP, the State Police Forensic Services Unit, naturally Mercyhurst University, the Cumberland County Forensic Lab, Coroner Jill Matthews and all of her team, the Wilkes-Barre City Patrol Unit, Wilkes-Barre Detectives James Conmey, Lieutenant Matt Stash, Mike McGrath, Chris Machazek, Jason Dudick, Michael Twerdy, Justin Edwards, James Fisher, Jeff Ferentz, Jason Oliver, Kevin Andrus, and Joe Sinavich. Additionally, special thanks in this case to the members of my office, not least of which is Assistant District Attorney Carly Lewandowski. To say that she lived with this case on a day-to-day basis would be inaccurate because much of the investigation and legal decisions that had to be made occurred during the nighttime hours. So she hasn't gotten any rest pretty much till this began and was on it from day to day, night to night, every step of the way with the investigators. Additionally, detectives Chuck Jensen, Richard Naprava, Charles Casey, and Neil Murphy from the District Attorney's Office assisted all of the Wilkes-Barre investigators previously named. Of course, the fact that these arrests were made today does not mean that the investigation has concluded. These investigators are continuing to actively work this case. We are Additionally, and conjunctively, working the death investigation of Deborah Fox. Anyone with information on either of these cases is still asked to participate. Your information could be vital to solving the case or proceeding with the investigations. Anyone with that information is asked to contact Detective James Conley of the Wilkes-Barre City Police Department or Lieutenant Matt Stash of the Wilkes-Barre Police Department at 570-208-0911. Happy to take any questions to the extent that I can answer any questions.
Sam, can you say when Nicole was killed?
Yes, April of 2023.
Okay, was her body wrapped in a tarp, as you said? Was it buried or was it left in a tarp
No,
in the
it
open?
was in a tarp and buried under in the dirt basement. There was a part of that basement that had clearly been disturbed that led investigators to the correct area to dig, which of course led to the forensic exhumation.
Okay, and early on when the body was found in February, information came out that detectives were led there. Can you say what led detectives to that residence?
There were a number of leads that came to police that led them to that residence. So
Okay.
Citizens with information, actually.
Okay, and Miss Fox, Deborah Fox, can you say how her body ended up off the North Cross Valley?
At this time, I can't say. Other questions? So we have pictures of the victim and all of the defendants, and we will have copies. All of the complaints are identical. They're still being processed. When the first one came out, we made copies of that for all of you. It has the affidavit of probable cause.
Okay.
That's all we have.
Sam, can I ask you a few more questions?
Sure.
I know last summer, July, there was a victim that was tortured in this basement over an alleged child sexual assault case. Was this basement used for other crimes, such as Nicole?
So that's part of the ongoing investigation. I will say that that case is related, and that did occur at this residence.